stage that things are kind of, coming back together and picking up in some sort of way. I know that things are changing again with the whole pandemic, but for right now, we're good, and we got lucky. I think we're very fortunate to have avoided anything that drastically changed our schedule.
Good. No, that's pretty amazing. And in terms, well, Alex, perhaps you can answer this one, but what is STRANG's design methodology when starting a new project such as this one?
Yeah, the beginning of every project is really listening a lot to the clients and visiting the site and looking at what is unique about that site and what the home, how the home can adapt and live with the site. Every one of our houses is unique, and this is actually a home to be sold. However, the client had a lot of, a strong vision for what he wanted it to be and to create. And, listening to those beliefs, the principles, how they want to live and how they envision someone else living in the home is how each house becomes kind of what it is. And it's created for a certain person. And the uniqueness of the homes really are created from the client and the site itself.
Oh, thank you for that, definitely. And Carlos, perhaps you also mentioned this while you were speaking earlier, but what has been the best approach to keep this on schedule? I think you touched upon that, but.
Yeah, well, prior to commencing the project on our pre-construction team, we try to eliminate as many discrepancies as possible. And then prior to breaking ground, we assemble a construction schedule, which we try to follow and adhere to throughout the remainder of the project. In this particular project, it was much more difficult considering all the concerns with COVID. So we implemented a rotating schedule on the days that we expected too many subcontractors, as well as taking all the proper guidelines in consideration. We set up hand wash stations, which you guys showed in the video. We enforced the social distancing and the adequate masks, as well as taking everybody's temperature in the morning. Other than that, our schedule wasn't affected too much. Due to us being an essential business, it kind of gave us the opportunity to kind of continue as much as we could. That being said, making sure that nobody from any other company that we brought in was infected. So it was a little weird and achy, but we got through it so far, and we're still, managing to continue to have the site full at all times. So like I said, we're very blessed to be fortunate enough to not have anything happen throughout the process or the COVID situation that we've been dealing with. And in my opinion, to have a credible schedule, you have to have good communication. You have to have people that you can trust with all parties involved. And whether that be architectural, engineering, or approvals from the owner himself, I know that me and Matt basically had an extremely good relationship as far as the shell was concerned, with RFIs getting answered immediately, our revisions with anything engineering, MEP wise. If it wasn't for us having that great line of communication, I don't think we would be able to keep a steady pace as far as what we demand from our subcontractors. If it wasn't for a good team being established with STRANG, that I have to give it to them in that sense, that the communication and the response and the follow-ups help immensely. And it just, everything, time is money. So having those answers quick and being able to depend on the STRANG team, it has helped us immensely.
And that's really been a two-way street. I mean, whenever Carlos brings up any sort of conflict that comes up, we work together, whether it's through during this pandemic, sometimes video chat if needed, pictures that he sends to me. we can get that answered a lot easier when we just talk together. If I don't understand what the question is, then we kind of go over it real quick. And this way make sure that the faster that we can both get on the same page, then we can work together to make sure there's an answer and the client's happy and the site team can get it done.
I think we had one instance that Matt had to actually come after hours. We met once the site was cleared out. We met on site just to look at stuff physically. And yeah, that's basically how we handled it. The communication was flawless, and that's where we're at. That's what led us to.
No, that's amazing. I couldn't agree more with the communication. It's really key. And I think, Matt, you've mentioned there's only been a few RFIs, which is amazing.
Yeah, we did there was a lot of legwork before breaking ground between the MoCA team and ourselves. We really got the permit in probably about May or so, and April, May, and then worked together for the next couple months to make sure that we could reduce any conflicts. They were happy with the construction, how everything was looking, and this way we could try and make sure that they had a solid full set with everything that's already been coordinated before they even broke ground, which doesn't happen everywhere. Sometimes it's as fast as possible, but this was one where we were able to take the time with the GC and make sure that we could get it all coordinated.
Nice. No, very. So I want to open up the chat now for all the guests. If you have any questions, if you can please write it here on the chat to everyone, and I will read them to the panelists. We'll wait a little bit to see if anyone has any questions here.